had to fall back. You got everybody thinking I'm all bad. You know the truth. I was always holding you down. You down. Baby. What is this for this girl? What is love? Love, what is love? You believe it if I told you.
Yo, what it do, man? This is your boy, North End Floyd, man. This is the Kickback Podcast. This is Ep.221, man. And, man, this brother right here, man, I locked in with him a few months ago, but the conversation, man, we just had a dope conversation before the show. And, man, I'm glad to have him on here because a lot of people was hitting me up saying, man, you got to have him on the show. You got to have him on the show. And when we connected, I was like, yeah, no doubt. Definitely got to have him on the show. So, man, this Friday, episode 221. Who I got back there, man?
Dereck Moore in the building, man. Glad to be here, brother.
D Moore, what's good, man? How your day been?
Man, it's been a long week, but we got through it, bro. We got through it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it has been a long week, man. Work-wise for me is just crazy, but I see you on Facebook. You're up like 3 a.m. getting it. Like, dang, dog. And you have your people up there too.
Yeah, I mean, 3 a.m. is typically how early I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna get up at 3. Like, take me an hour to get it together. Mm-hmm. Typically, I have people coming in at 4 and 5 o'clock, and I tell them all the time, like, they come in. Of course, they're dragging some days, but I tell them, man, I just admire the fact that y'all have been doing this, and some of them been doing it for a couple of years.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
That's really dedication when you can get people to get up that early in the morning and get to it. Are you a morning person as far as working out, or do you like night? It's nighttime, because I know people like to work out at night too.
Typically, well, if you take all the science out of it, I would say I'm a morning person. I like to get up and work out first thing in the morning. Typically, before I even get to some of my clientele, that's how I used to do it. But because the day is so long, since I'm coming off a fast from the night before, I got to make sure I get calories in me before I start really getting down to it.
How long is a typical day for you?
Starting the day 3 a.m., hitting the ground running at 4, and I'm shutting my day down. Last client walking out the gym 7:45-ish. Getting home maybe 1 hour to regulate. Give me a little YouTube and scroll emails.
Yeah, a little scroll action. Yeah,
sleep, eat,
yeah,
and then right back up the very next day. So it's crazy.
First off, man, I wanna congratulate you. I think you just made an announcement as far as having a baby on the way.
I was April fooling everybody.
Oh no, man. Duh.
I got everybody.
Man,
like,
come on.
And I just felt like it that day. I just was like, man, I feel like being a little memory of the old me. You know what I'm saying? So I threw something out there real quick and got everybody. But no, I'm done with that, brother.
Damn, you got me, bro. I ain't gonna lie, man. I was like, man.
My dog hit me up today like, I know you didn't post it to Facebook and not tell me. I said, hold on, baby. I was just playing.
Oh, you got me, bro.
You're still my baby. You know what I'm saying?
I'm thinking like, man, I seen the post. I said, I definitely got to bring this up for the show. Yeah, I forgot it was April Fool's too, man. Sometimes, you just scrolling and stuff, you see people make posts, and I was like, oh, for
Somebody
sure.
got me before that. It was something just basically, it wasn't nothing that serious, but I saw April Fool's joke, and I said, you know what, let me play within that real quick, and I threw something out there.
Oh, okay. Well, see, you got me, bro. Man, how was it growing up for you? You from Beaumont?
From Beaumont, man. Born and raised.
You went to Westbrook.
Ozan.
Actually,
let me tell you, I went to Central.
Oh, you did?
I went to Little I went to Little Central when it was Little Central.
Yep.
Little Brook when it was Little Brook, and then I went to Ozan. So I actually went to all 3 high schools.
Dang. Why you didn't want to go to Westbrook?
No, I did. I mean, but when they ended up changing it to Ozan,
my
dad's a Heber Panther, so he was like, because I was actually in Austin.
Dang, yeah.
To the 9th grade, and I was in Austin with my mom,
and
I really loved Austin. It was really diverse. It was really, I really miss Austin. It was a really great place to get some of that foundation put into me.
Yep.
But my dad wanted me to come back. I wanted to come back and play for the blue and gold. It was something that we took to heart. He was a Heber Panther, so I came back, and when I was coming back from Austin, I had to transfer, and my credits didn't transfer because we was on like the A and B schedule days. And Westbrook wasn't doing that. So I had to go to Central for like 2 months.
Yeah.
Transfer in the middle of October. Went to Central for 2 months. So I got some of the Central, got some of the North End, Floyd and the guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and then, went over to Lilbrook, and then when Lilbrook was getting ready to change and everybody was going to Westbrook, the big campus, a lot of the guys stayed. So, we stayed and we put our heart into Ozan, blue and gold, baby.
Your father, David Moore.
Yes, sir.
Man, one thing about your father, man, I'm into golf now. And your dad gave me my first set of clubs, man, for real, like a while back, like 2015 or something.
That's wild.
Yeah, man. I was talking about golf one time. I worked at this place, this lumber store, and he used to come in all the time. And I was talking about golf, and he had an old set, and he gave it to me, man. And
like him, though. Good dude.
Yeah, for sure. And he got me. He kickstarted everything for me, man. So I'm into golf, but and I just recently gave that set to my cousin, which I don't think he uses it. Yeah, for sure. But
you passed it down, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, man. So shout out to your dad, man, for kickstarting, giving me the first set, man. So yeah, man. So when did you first started getting into fitness and stuff? Was it at high school you took you took a liking to it, or?
Man, I don't know. Like, I could say part of my innate process, I've always just for some reason felt that it was important.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that may sound like very basic, but it's not. Like, I would kind of watch the family. Nobody was active. I'm not talking about like my siblings and stuff. Like, of course, we were all active. But just looking at like the older people in the family. And life was just kind of slowing them down. And I was like, nah, I don't want to get like that. I want to stay active for as long as I can. I want to get good mobility for as long as I can. You start to see people with back problems.
Mm-hmm.
And I paid attention to that ironically early. You know what I'm saying? And so I just wanted to try to keep, be the best version of myself with a good state of balance, I guess you can say. But this was coming from a young man's perspective. I want to always look good.
Yeah.
It's keeping it real. I want to always keep it together.
No doubt. You gotta be inspired by some kind of way, Like every time, like it don't have to take like a great quote for you to get started because people hit me all the time. Why'd you start podcasting? Why'd you do all this? And I don't really have like some fantastic quote of how I started. You know what I'm saying? I just want to have great conversations. That's it. It's pretty. Yeah, that's all it is. It's nothing really deep about it. I just wanted to have dope conversations and stuff. But before you got into like the training, man, who was you, bro? I mean, let's start at the beginning.
Before the training, coming out of school, I mean, I was finding myself.
Mm-hmm.
Graduated in 2000. Went up to Blinn Junior College, played ball there with some great athletes. And my dad went through a situation because I was going to be transferring to McNeese State to finish my career. My dad went through a situation and I kind of shut it down. Now, mind you, he was I had a lot of people supporting me in my sport, but my dad was always the one with the watchful eye. He's a Virgo, super analytical, going to tell you the good side, but it's always going to be a but, So I don't know, it just, I don't know, he lit a fire in me. So when he wasn't there, I kind of like pulled out. And I just I was in the trenches for a little while.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Trying to figure it out. So I went to have my first child, my oldest daughter, and I was like, I got to get in the working world and figure it out. But I was still dealing with an identity crisis from being a former athlete.
Mm-hmm.
So identifying one way and then coming out of that and having the real world really hitting you in your face. And your number one supporter got to step away for a little while. And trust me, I'm no victim. I'm just saying the way
for sure
happened. So I was just out here for a minute.
Yeah.
Figuring it out. And I caught a case, had me some stuff I shouldn't have had.
Mm-hmm.
It was in a place I shouldn't have been at. And that slowed me down. And that's the way God communicates with me. He always makes something happen.
Yeah.
I'm consciously aware. So I'm going to make something happen. I'm going to sit on it for a second. And then it kind of ushers in the next step for me. So I remember this like yesterday. It was 2008. And I was like, I'm really supposed to get into the health and fitness business for real. And I think I told somebody, I'm not going to tell y'all anything about what my opinion was at the moment because I was still trying to preach this healthy lifestyle to people, but I wasn't all the way healthy at this point. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be completely quiet and I'm going to go, dive into this. And I dove into it. And here we are, 2026. And, still on that journey, man.
I feel what you're saying, man, because at a particular time in my life, I had lost my grandma and I was inspiring, but I was just there. I just really didn't care about things for a long period of time. As far as future wise, I wasn't looking towards the future. I was still trying to heal and understand, and the thought process of getting, what I'm saying, just being emotionally understanding of what was going on, man. And like I said, a lot of kids and a lot of teens and a lot of us go through that. But like I said, it's not a sob story. It's just true, and we got to find our way.
Right.
And some do, and unfortunately some don't. But yeah, man, I definitely feel what you're going through as far as because I was living with my grandma, so like just losing her was like, okay, what do I do next? Like I was just stuck. So as far as like fitness, I mean, and you have some stuff on you, and we ain't gonna talk about all that, but as far as like the alcohol and stuff like that, was that an issue?
Yeah, I mean, so initially coming in, of course, like I said, I'm going through certain stages.
Yeah.
So I'm coming in like, okay, I'm supposed to do this fitness thing. At this point, I'm like maybe 28, 29, like it's around that age. And I'm sure I got to build this thing up. So I got to go fully invest into this thing. So I go fully invest in it. I'm selling memberships and I'm a membership coordinator for a year. Get my certification, got to build that up to get clientele for like a year. And then, 2 years in, I have a lot of knowledge and I have some time I've put in. So, I just hit the ground. And at this point, no drinking is not even a thought,
Yeah.
to think I'm going to run into a problem with alcohol at this point. Nah, I'm not even thinking that, It shows you not ego. I'm not going to say I was using ego for the most part. I just wasn't aware what was to come. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that didn't come, the alcohol drinking didn't come until after years of success.
Oh, for real?
Oh yeah. So it was the humbler. It was put in just to slow me down for the next step.
Yeah. Was it because you had got comfortable with the success and you felt like, okay, man, like sometimes you win for so long, you think you could do other stuff and still keep winning.
Man, a hiding ego, ironically, is with the majority of the world, the majority of the people of the world walking around with. It's not even something they're consciously thinking about. And I was just one of those people. So I didn't necessarily think I had a problem until I created a whole bunch of problems. So sometimes my gifts can become curses. And I'm out in the fitness industry. I'm keeping myself together. And I'm not, loyal. I haven't really committed to any woman for that matter, for the most part. One foot in, 1 foot out. And so you start interacting with different people. And, I messed up.
Yeah.
I ended up making a baby while I was married. And that really just set me back. Like, really, that wasn't in my heart. I wasn't trying to be that irresponsible.
Yeah, for sure.
So I ended up getting that irresponsible that I got convicted. And God was like, yeah, you just can't talk your way out of this one. How are we going to navigate through this one? And I had to sit down on it. So I started the drinking slowly to kind of numb that and suppress that. Dealing with the anxiety and stress of having to like eventually tell someone this.
Yes.
And, ironically, 2 lives. And it wasn't, eventually you think that's cool, I guess when you're younger, but you're not really tripping when you're younger. But when you get older and you're trying to be more responsible and God's like trying to align you in a different pattern, that's supposed to bother you. So I didn't just sit on that like that was cool. That stuck with me for a while. So I would say about 5 to 6 years, I walked around with a lot of guilt.
Yeah.
And so inside of those, we'll say 5 to 6 years, about 2 of them, I did some heavy drinking. And that was the only way I could numb it, or I could do what? Change it.
When do you think? Did you see a point where you told yourself, "Man, I'm slipping"?
Yeah, I mean, at one point for sure, because I was gambling. You know what I'm saying? So I was, get off on a Friday, don't really want to deal with anyone emotionally because I'm so emotionally disconnected. I don't want to lie here, don't want to lie there. So I would just jump in my car and drive to the casino. And I had me some SRTs at the time, so I would enjoy the ride down. And I'm doing all this one deep, I was by myself for the majority of the time. Drive down and I started, fell in love with blackjack. All the things I did at a younger stage in life, it's just they became like a vice as I became older because I'm able to kind of isolate, get away, what I'm saying? Play a game, of course, what I'm saying? What does it look like? I want to win, what I'm saying? So I'm going down there to win, count the cards or whatever I thought I was doing. And so I just end up losing a whole lot. So within like a 6-week span, after a couple of years of that pattern, I lost like 70 grand.
Dang.
Within 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So instead of just like stepping all the way back, which I wanted to, what you think? My ego turned up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna chase this. I'm gonna get this back. So I ran into a vicious cycle. I mean a vicious cycle that I'm fortunately very grateful for.
What was the hardest thing to break? Was it the ego or what? Like
ego first. God broke it in steps.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he said, well, let's go and just break his ego. So I had to deal with a little bit of public embarrassment was to break the ego. So systematically, if you look at it, it's like, let's go and break his ego first. Because you got to rebuild me, right? I'm gonna break the ego first. He ain't gonna want to be out in the public eye. You know, he's not on his game, off. He didn't squandered all his bread. You know what I'm saying? He didn't burn down his business. So let me make him sit in it. So I said it. You know what I'm saying? And so we was recultivating that ego. And then I made several attempts to say, okay, let me get back. I'm ready to get back to building. But I'm like, nah, because I already knew how many people I was handling every day.
Yeah.
So, this is, like right now, I think I got like maybe, 63 people in my portfolio. So as far as clients go, I have to manage a lot of personalities.
Yeah.
So I have to go in and be ready to go.
Yeah.
I was like, you're not ready for that
yet. Like you said, managing all different personalities, man, that like, how hard is that? Like managing, you say you got 63 people. So everybody, you train them all differently, right?
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah.
Everybody's the same. And you may have a couple people you can have several groups of people. I look at my training portfolio more so like a community. Everyone's there for a different reason. We've made the training platform more intentional. So when you come in and, initially, we all want to look good, but just, working out, taking care of yourself and eating good, the side effect of that is you're going to look good.
Yeah.
It's something that happens naturally. You don't have to worry about that. But if you keep your intentions in line, I'm trying to keep my blood pressure down, I'm trying to make sure, I'm keeping my diabetes in check. And I'm not saying everybody has this problem. A lot of my clients are there for preventative measures. We don't want to be reactive.
Yes.
So they're going to come in, they're committed to that. And if they want to get to another level, we have an example in front of them. A different client who's been with me for a couple of years who can walk up and say, hey, this is what it's going to take. You're going to be a little patient sometimes, however we do it. But there's a lot of different personalities. And you got to know one thing with this. Everybody trying to look good.
Yeah.
So it's so many different paths to that state of wholeness. And I got to figure out how to get them there.
Do you think somebody can be physically strong without being mentally strong?
Adults?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Because strength is, you can look at a lot of children who be strong but not mature yet, right?
Okay.
So you have, depending on how you're looking at strength, because I can see a lot of guys and even girls that are strong, they ego lift, but they're not consistent. So you see them come in for these big lifts, you see them come in and do certain things or whatever, but they don't stick to it. So it's like it's a superficial version of strength.
Yeah. How do you build that lifestyle, man? Because I think that's like, to me, you see a lot of people, they'll post a video of them working out and then that'll be it. And then next thing you know, 3 months later, it'll be like, I'm back on it. And how do people stay consistent? How do you keep them consistent like that?
I don't know. I mean, you look at people out there who say they locking in and they've been locked themselves out. You know what I'm saying? It's repeating the same
for sure. Yeah.
Like, that's like psychology. You telling yourself you're locked in and try to convince yourself you're doing something.
For sure.
If you want to feel good and look good and, be able to pour into others, you got to pour into yourself first. So at the end of the day, your health is no debating. It's no negotiating. You know what I'm saying? You either want to be healthy, in control, or you don't want to. And inside of our subculture, to a certain degree, some of us are too cool for the other side. We're cooler than the other side of the pillow. So we actually look at fitness as like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, like that's not cool. And I'm like, well, whoa, where's the maturity at?
Well, you know what? You see these rappers now, you see the big guys with their shirts off and they flexing how big they are. And I'm like, man, like, I mean, hey, it's cool. I don't have no problem with nobody like, loving themselves.
Right.
But the way that they try to promote it, like I'm fat and like you just see more big guys and more rappers and stuff just showing the shirt and all that. That's a good question. I'm gonna say they love what's being presented to them. They love the attention. Now, you don't see a regular guy doing that. You know what I'm saying? You just see the rappers doing it. I can't say I've seen a heavy set guy just with his shirt off like that.
Right. I think that's part of the social delusion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At the point, I don't want to go too big with conspiracies, but
yeah, we was talking about that.
Project to the common man, we're saying our subculture, that hustle, sell some drugs, rap, and you can have some jewels on, and you can have your shirt off and be completely unhealthy. So that's a complete polarity, to what you would want, to be as a person, which means that you're not even looking at your health as the number one option. And we know your health is wealth, right? So if you sit there and sacrifice that look, right, for a little bit of cash and clout, the money gonna run out. You ain't gonna have no health, right?
Yeah.
You're literally gonna be like dying, right? And we know for sure, we can all have different opinions on things, but we know for sure we all came here and we all gonna leave here.
Yeah, for sure.
So why do some of us want such a fast path to it? Right? Like I just don't care like that. I mean, that's just part of the propaganda that I believe the media puts out.
Yeah.
To distract us and make us feel like, I'm not saying money and tangible resources are not important, but it makes us want to put our health on the back burner and focus on those first. And if you look at the majority of the people, especially, I'm going to say in the Black community to a certain degree, they have that mentality like, I'm going to sleep when I'm dead. I'm such an unhealthy version of love.
Yes, yeah.
Well, you don't see that in other cultures. You see a little bit, and I'm not saying this is negative. I'm saying where you see mainstream media pushing out. Because can you go name another race of people, unfortunately, that you see on TV with no shirt on, that's big and sloppy? No disrespect.
Yeah, no disrespect to nobody out there. We not.
But sloppy, you don't. You see that in the Black communities to target our children in the subculture, or you see the kids that have no weight. It's like either fat or skinny, right? When you look at it.
Yeah.
And they got the hoodies and the ski masks on, and they want to get dark with it.
Yeah, for sure.
So I believe a lot of that will keep a lot of people at the gym.
Yeah.
Especially when you think about our children to a certain degree, but we got to be stronger than that, and we got to teach them.
Yeah, the older we get, I think the more we need to specify as far as getting fit, because like you said, with our kids, we want to live as long as possible. And you don't want to go to that doctor and that doctor's telling you like, look, man, you're not eating right. You're on the verge of this and verge of that. And when you get to a certain age, you got to go to the doctor anyway. You got to get checks if you want to be responsible with your health and all that. So like you say, why rush it? So.
At that point, you're reacting. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
We try to do preventative measures, not sit here and go through all this and then react to what the doctor tells you. Because the doctor can already look at you and say, show me the food you eat, and I can show you the medicine you're taking. It's like a trap.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, I had Mary on, and she has all like the herbalistic and the herbs and stuff like that. And
shout out to her.
Yeah, and that was a dope conversation. And as far as like a lot of stuff she takes is preventative, because like these doctors, they like to give you all these pills and all these medicines, and what she takes, what I'm saying, it prevents that, or it's a healthier lifestyle than taking pills.
Medicines those are drugs.
Yeah,
I mean, doctor's basically going to treat you with a drug, which is going to make you need another drug.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, to eventually get off of it. When unfortunately God designed it. I say unfortunately because no one listens to it this way, so I'll use that term differently. Fortunately, God designed it to where your body will heal itself. That's why He put plants and herbs, you got your proteins, and you got these different little pieces of, jewels and tools that He put down here for us to utilize and to be healthy. And to the most part, we just ignore it.
You said that as far as you have 63 people on your portfolio. When you started before that, when you was like you had to get the word out and you started training, was it more harder now? Because I know the internet is a little bit easier now. So
the internet is really easy now, but like I tell people, I was doing reels before reels were reels.
Oh, for real? Okay.
I've been really working this marketing thing for a long, long time. But I used to start off from where I'm at now. I wanted to really get the community involved. So I used to let people come in, buy one session and get one free. You know what I'm saying? Hitting the ground running, promoting myself, but also allowing them to get a piece of me to see like what, I'm bringing to the table. And it wasn't just like workout. It was a ton of education behind it that I was hoping for them to retain so they can really look at the value of what they put in monetarily and look at all the jewels they got. If they look at that over time, they're going to save so much money. They're going to be eating better. They're not going to be wasting their money on a lot of processed food, fast foods, and they're gonna be spared. They're gonna be saving money not going to the doctor.
I've seen you and Joshua, y'all connected on something. What's that about?
The meal preps.
Yeah.
So basically, life be life, man. So when my clients working out, especially when I push them a little too hard, and I don't want to use the term too hard like it's a bad thing. Like if the food is there, you can recover great, but you need to be recovering eating whole food. So we make it easy for the clients to get good meal preps. So we got a meal prep service going now. You can contact Josh at Crave More. And we're gonna you can pick your protein choice, pick your carb choice, your fat choice. If that's the case, you gotta have good fats as well. And it's healthy and it's whole foods. The processed foods is what's killing us. You know what I'm saying? That's fake.
Yeah.
We want to eat whole foods, and then what that does is that allows the metabolism to process food faster and better, and say cleaner, versus trying to break down all those chemicals in your body, which ends up turning to cancers and autoimmune. So once again, we're trying to provide something that's quick, that the people can get. You don't have to buy. You don't have to spend money on your own food. You don't have to spend money on fast food. You can buy these meal prep. You can save time, and you're gonna be eating healthy, and you're not gonna miss.
Yeah, I seen Chastity Broussard. I seen her with the meal prep.
Yeah, shout out to Chaz.
Shout out to Chaz, man.
It's easy, and it's actually, I don't want to use the term easy, but it's more convenient, right? After you work out, the first thing you're gonna do, especially when you've been burnt some calories, you're hungry.
Yes.
This is the trick. This is what people don't understand.
Yeah.
When they come work out, they're gonna release dopamine, acetylcholine, and serotonin. Right? They're gonna be feeling so happy. You feel good.
Yes.
Oxygen-rich blood. It also is a trap because you can feel so good that you can leave out the gym and go cheat.
Yeah.
And the vision's not there yet. Right?
Okay.
At
Yeah.
the end of the day, you're like, man, I got a long day to go to work. I'm just to eat whatever I want to eat, and we'll just work it off tomorrow. And guess what? That model does work for a while, because the people are just not getting started. They have to get to work. There's a lot of things they got to do. So obviously grabbing something quick is going to still get them through the day. But if they want the efficiency, they're going to have to eat correctly. They want the results without me having to beat them into the ground. You just eat better. And then you start to see, wow, those calories are really burning. Really, the fat is falling off. Well, look at all the stuff you're putting in your body. Look how hard it is to burn that off. Think about your metabolism. Think about what your gut is going through.
How important is the eating aspect, though?
I'm sorry.
How important is the eating aspect? Because people can work out and they still eat. I see a lot of people work out and then next thing you know, they're having a drink.
It's 80% nutrition, 20% working out. Right?
Wow.
And I will say you have to give 100% effort in working out, but when you leave the gym, it's all maintenance. So when you leave the gym and you go and you, first of all, nothing to anyone who likes to have a good drink, but I tell you like this. The alcohol gonna do you the same way the sugar gonna do you. So I tell my clients, just be responsible with your alcohol as well as your sugar, because what you're gonna do when you eat a lot of sugar and a lot of alcohol, you're turning your hormones upside down. So now your body's trying to hurry up and get all the sugar out the body. It's, your blood sugar spikes, and when you wake up the next morning from having such a good sugary experience, you release so much dopamine and serotonin when you were eating it. The next day you're depressed, and they're not understanding why. They're like, oh, you just shot a whole bunch of estrogen in your body. You know what I'm saying? Estrogen is a female hormone. And so the ladies eat a whole lot of, bread, cakes, pies. They flood that estrogen up, right? So emotional the next day. It's almost like you look at the food almost like a drug.
When your clients, not to interrupt you, but when your clients come, can you tell?
Yes.
You can tell.
Immediately. And they know.
Yeah, for sure.
In the game, man, and my ego used to be big on this because I would always try to get to look. I understand this. Like I'm doing this on a different level. Like I'm looking at your system. We're biological machinery. That's basically what you want to call this. And I'm really big on biomechanics, how the body works together in unison to carry out regular tasks, like picking something up, down. And you start to see where the lower back's starting to hurt because everybody got inflammation markers. Everybody been drinking. Everybody been eating sugar. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? No, I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not gonna be okay, right? The first thing you tell them when they're grabbing their shoulder, they're like, oh man, I'll be all right. I'm gonna push through. I'm like, no, we're going about this the wrong way. Like, how about we take some of these different foods out? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when we do that, your body's gonna just be burning things way better. You know what I'm saying? Your body gets way more efficient, right?
Yeah.
Inflammation markers go down. You just start feeling better. So I asked myself, do y'all rather feel better or do y'all rather eat the food and feel bad?
Yeah.
I find a way to put it back on them.
Like, okay, so they hit up you and Josh and they get this meal prep. Like what's one thing they can get as far as if they
can go in, they can get chicken. It's gonna be grilled chicken, rice. We either use jasmine rice, which is it burns off a little faster.
Okay.
Or brown rice. Asparagus, which is gonna help you. Asparagus is just a great vegetable. It also cleans you out. So that's one option.
Okay.
Or you can get chicken, you get a sweet potato, and you can also get asparagus, with some avocados. And that's what we call whole foods. Nothing is more than one ingredient. You got your chicken, which is your protein source.
Yep.
You got your sweet potato, which will be your carb source. You got your vegetable and your asparagus, which is going to be your vegetable source. So you get your greens, your good carbs, your good source of protein. And you need these things daily for like maintenance. We don't look at food like food anymore. We look at food kind of like a Band-Aid. We come in and we break the body down. The food is what God put here to get us to recover.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And build back up. And even when they use the term take care of your temple, that's what they're talking about. They're talking about your body. You know what I'm saying? The inside of your body. So a lot of this stuff we put in our bodies, it wasn't designed to go in it.
I know you haven't, are you still doing competition?
The last competition we did was in April of last year, and we won first place, and we actually qualified in 3 events. And then I had the accident.
Okay.
So I had the accident in August, which set me down for a minute. And I'm now, pretty much fully recovered, just letting my scar heal a little bit. And initially I said I was done, but being that, God works in mysterious ways, I didn't think my body was going to come back the way it did. It has. And so I think that I may have an opportunity to pursue my pro card again, which is on a national stage. So it's a much bigger show. So be some good preparation, but I'm not sure yet.
How what's the mental side of you getting into competition? Like, do you work on certain things? Is it a certain look that you're trying to achieve?
Yeah, well, with the men's physique, because it's not traditional bodybuilding. You just wear like the board shorts, kind of look like swimming trunks, and you're trying to look like what we would consider an upside down Dorito, right? Nice broad shoulders, and tapers down to a nice waist and a nice back. So it's just more like aesthetics,
okay,
more so than a bunch of brutal muscles. You come out and you pose and you put on, and it's just a great show of discipline. You got to follow your diet for 12 to 16 weeks, depending on how much fat you have to lose. And it's just a stoic journey. You find more bodybuilders and people who compete like that in love with the journey versus the actual show itself.
Yeah.
You become so stoic. You become so in tune with yourself. And you find out a lot about yourself, and it runs hand in hand with my business. So it just works out even better for me.
Yeah, that's why I tell people too, as far as like the goal that you're trying to achieve, any kind of goal, you fall in love with the journey before you even like accomplish the goal. And accomplishing the goal is like, that's just like the icing on the cake. But looking back throughout the journey and seeing when you almost gave up and seeing when you went through this adversity, it's almost like it's inspiring that you.
I want to elaborate on something real quick. You had a second, because you were talking about your grandmother earlier when we came in. We were just kind of talking, and that's the way the journey started with the bodybuilding or with men's physique. Because I didn't initially come back and say I was going to get involved in that, but I wanted to do something that was going to keep me grounded. When I quit drinking, I asked God, I knew I would be able to get successful again. I knew I would be able to build myself back up, but I prayed to be grounded. So I needed something to continue to balance me, right? So the bodybuilding was so stoic and it's not instant gratification. So you got to take some time to get the reward. It's not like showing up to the basketball court and then, just hooping and winning the game. Like
exactly.
Preparation it takes months. So I lost my grandmother going into the first show. So I wanted to, do well for her. So I actually got a first place and I dedicated that one to her. Going into the second show, I lost my other grandmother.
Damn.
So I dedicated that one to her. Going into the third show, I lost my grandfather. And I dedicated that one to them. So I actually had a reason that I was staying dialed in. And it was more psychological than anything. It was like, be true to yourself, stay committed. Your ancestors are watching, and just stay disciplined because this is going to pay off in more ways than what you think. It's not about just the first place. And once I was able to complete that, it changed me. Seemed like it changed my DNA because I kind of became unrelatable to humans too. I say humans to humans for the most part. Because you see how many excuses we make.
Yep.
Everything will make us change. Everything will make us quit. Everything will make us say, nah, that's this, nah. And sometimes you just got to trust the process and keep going. So that's really what I benefit from it. And it just allows me to kind of go into this stoic meditation state as I'm trying to achieve the goal.
Yeah, man. Shout out to our ancestors, man. I don't think people give their ancestors enough credit. Like the ones before us, man. That was, that made everything possible for us to, be here, man. So shout out to our ancestors, man. Shout out to your grandma, your grandpa. Shout out to my grandma and everything and stuff like that. And I appreciate you for coming early too, man. Shout out to LaDonna. She was. Even though we had a good show, LaDonna was like, she had me on pins and needles, man. I was outside waiting for LaDonna, dog. I was like, man, I'm outside looking down the street, seeing like, okay, man, where she at or whatever. But LaDonna, man, that's the homie. You said that's your classmate too, huh?
Class of 2000, Ozan Panthers, baby.
And you trained her too?
Yeah.
You didn't
train her mom, Miss Jules. Yeah, we trained years ago. But I grew up with LaDonna.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I've always been knowing her mom and her sister. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to her. So me and LaDonna go way back.
Let me ask you a question. What's one habit that changed your life?
Will we say positive or negative?
I want to say positive. We always want to, promote the positivity.
I'm gonna promote the positive, but I'm gonna do it in a polarity.
Okay.
I'm gonna say the most negative or positive thing changing my life was me quit drinking. And the reason why I'm saying that is because most people are gonna look at that as like something bad, but no, it looks like it was bad. It was teaching me everything I needed to know while I was doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So when I put it down, he was like, now you got all the tools necessary for this next step.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm an entrepreneur. So I've been doing everything for the last 17, 18 years on my own feet.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely with God's support. So putting that down and stopping that habit gave me an opportunity to go and develop a lot more healthier habits.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Allowed me to really dive into myself and understand who I really was without numbing myself. So that's the one I got for you, bro.
Man, I just recently quit alcohol. I think I'm on like 60, a little bit over 60 some days. And yeah, man, and man, it seemed like a lot of stuff started happening when I quit. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking more clear. I wake up more fresher. And it was really like on the weekends because I had a lot of time to myself on the weekends.
That's when my drinking started. It was
the
weekends.
Yeah, and I'll be bored or something, and it'll be nice outside, and I'll be outside grilling, and I'll just kind of make excuses to be like, okay, I'm finna have a drink, and it was mostly on the weekends, but it was like it was just waking up. You know how you wake up that next day and your body, and me personally, I had to go out, stand in the sun. Get energy and all that type of stuff, just to try to. And I just got tired of that. And I was like, man, I don't really have to do that every weekend. Right. And man, in the past 60 days, man, it just feels good to wake up and not have like a headache or have to drink some water and all that type of stuff. And I think a lot of things been moving for me since I have stopped drinking and stuff. It just feels good on the body too. So
yeah, I mean that's the benefit right there. Like I said, no shots at whoever wants to indulge.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
Once you make that decision that I just keep my body baseline. There's no need to revving it up. Nature's beautiful. Go outside, get some sun, go for a walk.
Yep.
All those things help too. You know what I'm saying? And you chilling.
Yeah. Oh, LaDonna, I think LaDonna quit too. I think LaDonna, when she came to the show, she said she was a couple of weeks in as far as chilling out on drinking the alcohol. So
shout out.
Yeah. So like I said, man, everybody, have their moment and have their time. But shout out to the people that don't drink and shout out to people who do, if that's what you want to do or whatever. But, eventually, we have to give something up or whatever. So I'm kind of glad that I was able to do that. And just having the support from my wife, just, saying, yeah, you didn't need all that or whatever. So yeah, for sure. I remember when I didn't drink when I first met her and we went on a date and she was like, you getting a drink? And I was like, no. And she kind of joked with me about not having a drink. And now it's full circle. So
full circle.
Yeah, for sure. One thing that I noticed too, bro, like as far as like not just the physical aspect, but the mental aspect as far as how your clients and how you prepare them, man. To me, I was telling you before the show, it was something that I haven't seen, like as far as the mental aspect and the dedication to them. I think I seen one day, I think it was like Valentine's, you was giving out roses and you was doing all that kind of stuff. And that was just different for me to see, like, so how did you develop all this? Or this is part of your personality, or this is part of the package of who you are? Like,
I would say, personality and almost definitely part of the package. Want to most definitely give them, some flowers every now and then. Literally, I gave them flowers that day, but you know, they show up all the time, and that's not easy. And they understand for the most part that it's more psychological and mental than anything. And if you got a lot of people that come to you and be like, I want to look like this, look like this, look like this, and I get it, you know, and I tell them, you know, it's going to take you about 3-4 months.
Okay.
You know, and immediately, sometimes you can just get this negative feeling. And that's that instant gratification. And I'm not going to sit there and act like I don't understand that. I do. But for the most part, I need them to adapt to a new mindset. Okay. Health is wealth. Just like you take your car to the shop, get it all changed. You got to get the tires rotated. You got to get the front end alignment. You got to get the brakes changed. You know, sometimes depending on how messed up you drove the car, you have to get a whole lot of things changed. Well, we will treat our cars, right?
Right.
Very, you know, very important. And we will ignore our bodies. So I started making examples. I started giving examples, you know what I'm saying? Like that allows them to really look at it from a different perspective. Instead of them looking like they come into the gym for this hard workout, or I'm just so miserable, I don't want to come this morning. They look at it like maintenance. This is supposed to help start my day. I'm going to get oxygen-rich blood to the brain, which is going to give me way more life force and energy. I'm going to have a lot more elasticity in my body, so I'm going to have a lot more energy to just talk to my people, check on the kids when I get home, get ready for work. We're jump-starting the day. Typically, by the time they get to work, they're going into work. Hey, how y'all doing? With good energy, and they tell me all the time. They walk in, everybody's dragging.
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody's still waking up.
Yeah.
So they get a jump start on the day. They get an opportunity to have a good circadian rhythm, which means their body's going to start normally shutting down by 8 or 9 o'clock at night. So they're in a good rotation. They see how well that works with their hormones, their hormone regulation. And once they start paying attention to the little, you know, jewels I'm dropping, you know, information I'm dropping, and once it starts sticking, right? And they start connecting the dots, it's like, oh, most definitely, this is way different, right? Or let's say they work out real hard and they don't eat, right? They're trying to fast and they don't eat, but they're super sore. And I'm like, you see, you didn't do what I told you to do. You should have ate that food. You need to recover. Love yourself. That weight is going to come off. Just continue on the journey. Right? And once they start adapting to that mindset, they get it. We have good months. We have bad months. Some clients take off and really do well. They sometimes get plateaued out. I tell them to stop looking at it from that perspective. Look at it like your maintenance. And whenever you want to, you know, rev up your training, because I'm going on vacation. You're not in the gym for 3 months trying to manically lose 40, 50 pounds. You put the drop a cool 5 to 6 pounds, tighten it up a little bit, and be on your way.
Yeah.
You're maintaining it all year long. Instead of maintaining it, I don't know when people started making health seasonal.
I know, dog.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's Christmas time. You know,
yeah, I love that right there.
Yeah. Working out is not seasonal. Health is not seasonal.
Yeah.
You got to do consistently, just like you got to go to work consistently, just like you got to wake up daily. This is part of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you don't go to work and typically get your paycheck the first day. You go to work and typically put in 2 weeks, which is the work you put in, and then you get the reward.
Yeah, a lot of people be like, "Oh, I'm trying to get summertime fine," and they start like right now. Yeah. And I would I be seeing people say, "Man, you got to start like in wintertime if you want to, you know, like if you want to get to the goal, the weight that you want to." And like you said, seasonal. Like what do you think about the like they be having these popular diets like the keto diet and all that? You know, it's a different one that comes out. I see all the time.
Fat, you know, and that's the reason why sometimes the fitness business can really be watered down depending on how you're looking at it. So that's why I say you got to have a good mindset. So I'll explain the keto diet if you're not familiar, or to the viewers that's not familiar.
Yeah.
You know, fat-based diet allows the body to get into ketosis. You start burning ketones for energy. It's a good way to burn fat, right? Great diet. I love it. You know, it's good.
Okay.
But as soon as you start eating carbs, the keto diet gets thrown out the window because now the body's supposed to switch systems. The body's now eating protein and good fats. That's the keto diet. If you go away from that and start eating carbs and pancakes or whatever else you want to eat, obviously you're going to throw that system off. So I like keto, but some people can't stay consistent on keto. So we want to like create diets that people can stick to, not create a diet that they be on for a week and then just crash out.
Yeah, and that's what I say. You always see like a different diet, and I always see people try different things and fasting and doing all that. But one thing that as far as like as Facebook, just watching you, and I think I posted my telescope and you hit me.
Yeah.
And then right there, I was like, okay, I'm not by myself. It's another brother out there that is into astronomy and the stars, the planets, all that, the bigger picture. How did you get into that?
Yeah, I mean, ironically, on my left arm, I have the whole solar system. It's kind of dark right now, but I have all the planets lined up.
Okay.
On my left arm for my half sleeve. I don't know, man. I just know it's something more. You know what I'm saying? You know, we're down here, and I look up. Starting when I was young, just outside, you see the stars twinkling. I start, being familiar with the constellations. You know, teaching us that in school.
Yep.
You know, looking at Orion's belt, Sirius, all the bright stars, and you get the telescope, and you kind of zoom in and get a better, view of it. You're like, man, it's beautiful. And then you realize, this is like 190,000 light years away.
Facts, though.
And then you realize how long a light year is, and then you cannot even conceptualize that time.
Yeah,
that's like everlasting life, and so beautiful. It just like gives me this hope and this creativeness that we know is something else.
Yeah, that's what I said, man. And sometimes like nighttime, I just go out there manifesting. I'm looking in the stars, and now I didn't look there, and the app and the telescope, I could be like, okay, there go Mars right there. Okay, I see Venus. Okay, you can tell with Saturn, not by the eye, but sometimes you can.
Right. And sometimes you need a telescope, but you become familiar with a sky map. So
for sure.
What's going on in the sky? You kind of know when the winter solstice is about to hit, the summer solstice is about to hit. I mean, you got to think about our ancestors didn't use clocks; they looked at the sky.
No doubt, fact though.
So it's not. We don't use a lot of innate abilities anymore, and ironically, those things are still inside of us. We still have the ability to really tap in. I don't know if people look at telescopes in space as being taboo, but it ain't taboo. But in our subculture, people like a telescope. What? Nah, man, it's beautiful out there. Like, look at the sky, bro. Like, go check it out. Like, look at Orion's belt. Look at the concert. Look how bright the moon is tonight. There's a lot of sky events that go on that gives you something to look forward to. You know what I'm saying? Show your kids, show your family.
Yeah, it's a friend of mine. I think his name Will. I forgot his last name. I'm bad with last names, but he's into all that. And I want to get him on the show one day, but like, I mean, they have groups and clubs where they go out there by the planetarium and do all that. And so
they were really going crazy when 3 Eye Atlas was doing this.
Yeah, man.
They knew it was something different.
It was.
And trust me, they still haven't unpacked all of that.
No, they haven't.
But when we were talking about 3 Eye Atlas, I think I got on one of my buddies' posts when we was talking about it. You can just see how the people just, I don't know, just really not paying attention to it. Now, mind you, that thing would have tilted a little bit more and came this way. I'm pretty sure everybody would have been a little bit more concerned.
No doubt.
I mean, it's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? You learn so much. And then you see that this comet is coming from, it didn't even come out of our solar system. So it came from interstellar space, which is past our solar system, which is the Milky Way.
Yep.
So it was way further out. So when it came in, they said it was pushing off nickel. You know what I'm saying? Versus iron.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was burning nickel off instead of iron. So they were like, it's got to be something up with this. It's just, where it was at on the timeline, it was just composed of different, material versus what the normal comets and asteroids, are made up of.
Man, like the theories, the astronauts, they just went to the moon, or I think they circled the moon, and they were showing pictures of the Earth, and now the people with have the flat Earth theories, and we was talking about that, man, as far as saying the theory, conspiracy theories and stuff. And my take was like, I don't necessarily agree with it, but I love the take of it. I'm interested into how they feel, and I respect their opinion on it.
When you look at the physics, man, I mean, their model, like I'm like you, I'm neutral, so I can't really pick each side. But I love the theory of the ice wall, and if you look,
I love the ice wall theory.
You got the North Pole and South Pole, so you got the polarities. Why? I mean, it's not too far-fetched to see that coming all the way around and everything more like a plate instead of a ball. Because you look at the ball model, we're traveling like 20-something thousand miles per hour spinning.
Yeah, on the little axle.
Unfortunately, we don't feel that motion. So I think it gives you the opportunity to have an imagination, bro.
Yeah, no doubt. And I respect anybody's imagination, because the first person that thought about something, people thought was like, oh, that person's crazy. And until people start believing, and then they back it up, and then now that person doesn't look crazy no more. So I thought it was cool to have somebody else that was into that stuff.
The community is getting big out there. Like I said, I'm not just a flat earther, but when you look at some of the points they come up with, pretty cool stuff, man.
It is pretty cool stuff, man, as far as the stuff that they come up with. Now as far as back on the fitness, you say usually your last client is about like 7:45. Is it any time that you got somebody that they might want to do something late, they can't slide in during that time?
It just depends, man, because like with 14 and 15-hour days, by the time I get to Wednesday, Thursday, I'm tanked. So I try to keep everybody, within that consistent schedule. That way everything's aligned. Because once I step outside of my circadian, which means if I'm there like the 8:39, I'm most definitely not getting up at 3.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna oversleep because my body's now reached its capacity. So I typically try to get out of there about 6:37. But I also do train on the weekend sometimes. So I let them come in and do makeup workouts on Saturday and Sunday mornings early because it's maintenance, like I say, and then they can go about their day after that, church or whatever.
Yeah, because I think we was gonna have a conversation. I forgot what I was doing, but I couldn't hit you back in time, and he was like, "Man, I'll just hit you tomorrow because I'm finna lay it down." And I think it was like about 7 or 8.
Yeah, you see me with my coffee now, right?
Yeah,
literally my bedtime.
Yeah,
my brother, I'm like, yeah, I hope you don't pass out on the couch.
Yeah,
like, I'm normally like already inside my little man cave, chilling,
yeah,
settled about this time. But the unfortunate thing about that, bro, is that I'm waking up at 3:00 tomorrow morning.
Yeah, no doubt.
So I can't even really sleep in on a Saturday morning like I want to. I'm up at 3, meditating. I might go for a walk, get our coffee. We hit the gym up early. So I do a lot, man, before 10 a.m.
Yeah, and I'm the same way. Like, I'll get into bed about 8. I might not fall asleep as soon as I want, but I'm already like, I'm saying I might read like a good 15 minutes or whatever book I'm reading or whatever, and then it's a wind down factor. It's not. I wish I could stay up and do all this. How people be like, I'm up 24/7, or I'm up 3 in the morning or 2 in the morning working and doing. I haven't been asleep. I wish I could do that, but now I spread out my time where the stuff that I need to do, I take care of it now. So
I don't even know how I used to do it.
Yeah, for real though, man. Like I used to just be staying up 12, 1 o'clock, just dry up or whatever. And I wish I could do that now, just editing and doing all that, but it don't work for me, man. It's so much dead time throughout the day that people don't pay attention to, that you can do so much in that time where you don't have to stay up 1, 2 o'clock in the morning doing all that stuff.
Just making the most use, being balanced and being efficient. It's important, because we do spend a lot of time. We do waste a lot of time. Excuse me.
Yeah, the dead scrolling on the internet and all that. You don't. Balance. Yeah, for real though. As far as like for a beginner, what's one way should a beginner start out as far as working out without being like overwhelmed?
Right, because I find that a lot of people, especially ladies, when they come, they're extremely overwhelmed. And I think it's a surrendering process. I think that anything you're looking to gain, you have to give something. So for one, you got to give up your ego.
Okay.
You have to be a little vulnerable.
Okay.
Of course, if you get your personal trainer, you get someone that you can trust and can advise you, in the right way. Know what you're capable of doing, and stay with you, stay consistent, and just pour into you. The thing about it is that if they come in and they want quick results, and then you can see how hard they look at how hard that first workout was, they think there's no way they're gonna be able to do it, and they just got to keep showing up. Because literally every day you're gonna get stronger. So, one day at a time, one step at a time, and before you know it, you'll be at the goal. But if you just see the goal, if you automatically just see the end line, good luck.
Do you think going to the gym is would help you be more consistent instead of somebody just kind of just working out at home and doing all?
Now, it depends on how consistent and disciplined that person is from the jump. So I think that I wouldn't suggest to a person who's had an issue with the gym or had an issue with getting into the gym to just, start working out at home. Let's make it an investment. Let's first of all make a commitment. So you go to the gym, typically you got to get a gym membership.
Yep.
Look, I'm supposed to be at least committed for a year to, make this work. I'm not going to go at home and work out for 2 months, and expect to be in the best shape of my life. No, you got to be committed. So I tell people, come and get your membership. Take your time, though. You don't have to come in and, try to build a city in a day, but you also don't want to be stagnant. You need to hold yourself accountable. You get a trainer that holds you accountable. Getting up, driving to the gym is kind of like a way of holding yourself accountable. Getting to the gym, checking in, having your headphones, having your gym swag together, putting your good routine together. It does a lot for your mental. I don't want to go too deep with all that psychology that it does and all the brain neuroplasticity that it helps you with. But it helps you rewire your pathways. Anytime you do something hard that you don't want to do, but you do it, it rewires your pathways at your ALS in the back right here, and your body starts to adapt to it. And then guess what? It stops being hard.
Yeah,
that's called adaptation.
Yeah,
so just
I think some people just scared of like when it gets hard, and not just saying like as far as working out. I think like in life in general, like people like if somebody wants to be they might want to be a doctor and they be like, oh man, that's too hard. I got to take this class, and they get afraid of it, and then they kind of just try to go the easy route.
Think about that philosophy.
Mm.
You know, it's hard. It's supposed to be.
Yeah, for sure.
You need some contrast.
Yeah.
You need to know what it's going to take to get through it. You don't, you're just not gifted all the information. You got the brain. You sit and kind of surrender. You're going to learn everything. And yes, it's going to be some time consuming. You have to sacrifice some weekends. But like we just said a few minutes ago, whatever you're sacrificing, you're going to gain. And I don't think people like to feel the hardness to it.
Yeah.
Or feel how overwhelmed this is making me. I'm about to be in school for 8 years. And I get that. That's more so emotions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to get over your emotions, and the goal have to be more important.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's with anything. Because when you see somebody good at something, like for instance, like let's just say people see you, they see you working out, they see you in shape, and they don't understand that it wasn't easy for you. I mean, you still had to train, you still had to put dedication into it, effort into it. It's not something that you were just born and you didn't have to, work out. You just naturally look like that.
I'm so glad you said that. And I hope we don't get too far off track here, but that's a psychological aspect about people that are born with gifts. They have these gifts and they don't think they have to refine them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it is a genetic pool. Some may have more muscles than others. There's a lot of biology that goes into that. But you see a lot of sometimes gifted people who squander their talents because they, for some odd reason, feel like I already had it. I don't have to really work for it anymore.
Yeah.
It's not the way it works. God gives us all a template. We all kind of get this little base model, and then we all have the ability to upgrade.
Yeah.
It's going to be up to you whether you want to do that. And we know the more you stay in shape, the better you will feel. So that should right there keep you consistent. But I think some people just don't like to feel good.
Yeah. And I think they don't even know what feel good actually really looks like or feels like. They might have an opinion of what it looks like, but until they, saying as far as the discipline that they put forth. And I'm not saying I don't eat the best, food and all that, but I'm just saying, I think people have a general idea of what it would take. It's just the dedication and the commitment that they want to put in.
And a little bit of balance, man. I like the way you just said that, you don't eat. I don't just eat super clean all the time. Christ is about balance. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're really talking about here in alignment. So, if you overextend yourself over here, you're going to fall short over here. You know what I'm saying? So have you some good days. I tell the clients all the time, we do a 4-to-1 ratio. We pretty clean and by the book for the most part, Monday through Thursday. Friday, they get a reward.
Yeah.
Go out, eat what you want, cook what you want. You want to eat it responsibly. You're already aware of what it could possibly do to your hormones and to your system, to your metabolism. So, tread lightly. And that it falls once again right back on them to make a conscious choice. You see, people have a lot of character issues when it comes to food. Look, their character issues is that I know I shouldn't eat all this, but I am anyway.
Yeah.
And then the next day I'm gonna complain.
Yeah.
Think about that psychology.
Yeah.
But all you had to do was eat less.
And then they feel bad for eating that. When they know, even though you're gonna eat it, they know the after effects. Like, man, even though I want to eat it, yeah, it's like I know I'm gonna feel bad after eating this, but I'm still eating it. And like you said, like I mean, why put yourself through, saying that test of or that feeling, knowing you go feel bad afterwards,
or just come back with an excuse like I'm gonna eat what I want anyway. I mean, that just sounds like a cop out.
That is a cop out right there. Yeah.
And that's glorified, unfortunately, because people, I'm gonna just do what I want anyway. I'm grown, and I'm like, oh man, I get it, but whoa,
yeah.
What does that leave you? What does that leave you?
Yeah. How big is hydration?
Oh man, very important.
Recommended.
Well, I would say recommended, but it could be different. 128 ounces a day. That's a gallon of water. So you want to at least take in a gallon per day. And water alone is just really not enough. You also want to be taking in some electrolytes.
Okay.
Really, when you think about it, and this is on a real cellular level, water is just passing through you if you don't have anything to bond to it. So you typically want to put like some minerals in it, put a little salt on your tongue, and when you drink your water, it bonds to your cells more. You get a more responsive system, and that keeps the hydration in. If you ever notice, sometimes you're drinking water, but you're peeing a lot.
Yeah,
the water's just running straight through you. It's not really bonding to anything. So you most definitely want to have a little sodium, some electrolytes for the most part. But yeah, you need to be floating around with 128 to 140 ounces per day. And being when the summer hits right here in Beaumont, Texas, you most definitely need it.
See, so you think that is why people need a trainer to tell them that? Because some people just drinking water, just drink, and they don't know the education of what you're just saying as far as like a little salt or whatever.
Yeah. For the most part, bro, if they looking to really get that investment, really get those jewels dropped, where they can understand these life hacks, get you a trainer, especially when that's knowledgeable of all the things that you'll need when you're just not working out. Because a lot of things I'm teaching, they're going to be using when they're not even thinking about working out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? System check, making sure you're not overloading on sugar, making sure you're not spilling over. Spilling over is when you eat more calories than you're burning. And if you eat a bunch of bad calories, you don't burn them off, all those calories start to store as fat, right? So it's a cascade of messed up emotions once this starts to happen, right? So the clients know to be responsible.
Is it any time that you would pass a client to somebody, another trainer that you think that it might fit a little bit more?
Yes. I haven't done that for the most part because there are some really good trainers out here in Beaumont. And sometimes, you're dealing with personalities. Not every personality is going to mesh. And if you could, and also I have a lot of friends in my training system, right? So sometimes you be so good of friends with people, you can't really get that good workout going. Y'all talking, catching up on current events. So at that point, it is really good to usher them somewhere else. That way they can still get the quality service they need. Or another trainer may be able to work with them better. Because, I also work with, older people. I'm working with a couple of stroke patients now.
I seen that.
So I'm kind of evolving more into, the brain and all the neurons, right, and left hemisphere type connection to the fascia system and the cellular regeneration. And all those things are really important because that's what's going to really keep us alive for the duration. I also did a new segment about 3 years ago on marginal decade. What are you going to be doing the last 10 years of living? And we all have a marginal decade. So will you be taking care of yourself? Will you still be able to bend down and pick up stuff? Will you still be able to get yourself to the bathroom? Or is someone going to be taking care of you? And the way you prevent that is you take care of yourself now.
Facts though.
You don't wait till you're 70 to start that model.
Yeah. I seen you with the older gentleman and helping them out. Is that something that that you're gonna start doing as far as for the older crowd too?
Because we're shifting into that department. Most definitely, I've always worked with older people, but more so helping people who have been put in a position where they were once very strong, very capable, very able, and then life just hit them, right? So this man is like 84 years old, has been working his whole life, different things, taking care of his family. He just gets to the point where he can't walk. So regardless of anything, he wants to get back on his feet, right? And we're almost there. And that's what that lights a fire in me. Because all the training in Florida is intentional. You see, I can't always be intentional with everybody because everybody's so, surface level or somewhat superficial, not judging that just where we be at, right? But when you go to a man and you hear, hey, brother, man, hey, how you doing today, man? Like really excited to see me come in to get this thing going. And then we walk out with that progression. That's doing something to me. So, and then I get to see where I'm headed.
Yeah.
Because I will, be that age one day.
Yeah, no doubt.
Same issue. So I'm looking at the people I'm working with as canvases, right? Like art, right? And it's such a beautiful thing because we're just trying to molecularly get everything together. It's a big thing in this health field called molecular structure. And it just shows, the chromosomes, the cells, the DNA, how it's all set up. And this man can feel his body bouncing back, right? And it's the electrolytes, it's the diet, it's all the things. He's even putting on some muscle, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And that blows me away.
Yeah, and like you said, man, like the energy that he gives off, or the energy that people just give off when they're just in that kind of, when they have that attitude, it's inspiring, man, and it kind of gravitates you to that person more, man, and like I say, like as far as older people, man, like because we will be there one day, and like they always have a story to tell, or they always have something important to say, and man, I always have a good ear to listen to. Because like I said, man, it might be a younger guy that I might have to pass some information down to, and I would want him to hear, because I'm not just saying it just to say it. So like, man, like
wise,
not
man. They give you straight
exactly, man. They not just talking just to talk, they trying to pass you down some information that they learned through their time. So, man, I work with a lot of older guys, man, and they are long winded. But man, I always have that ear to listen to.
Long-winded because they want you to get the game.
Yeah, for sure.
They don't want you to miss it. I can be long-winded sometimes too. I always got to make sure I'm system checking that I don't go long-winded. Especially the older guys, they can see. They have wisdom. They can look at you and just observe you.
Yes.
They know where you might go left or right.
Yeah.
So they want to make sure they crossing every T and dotting every I to make sure they don't forget nothing. Because let's say something does happen. Man, I could have told a young brother.
Exactly. For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm listening too, bro.
That's in life. That's in the streets. That's at the workforce. That's in the gym. That older guy, he's been there and he's trying to stop you from avoiding that same mistake that he went through. Because like you said, they can see where you're at and see what route, that in life that you probably finna take, and they finna try to help you avoid that roadblock. So
that's literally what I'm doing with my fitness.
Yeah.
I'm just telling people about experiences I went through, what I did to change them, what you could do to counteract this. You don't always have to be running back and forth to the doctor. Get you a good multivitamin, get you some good water. Let's fast for a couple of days to get the gut clean and look. And once they see that, you say that's called human connection. Once you establish a human connection with somebody, which means y'all both on the same page, you gave them some information, they retained it, they was able to apply that information and integrate it to their life, and it worked. Man, those light bulbs come on, ding, 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 ding. And that continues to evolve, man. And then before you know it, they look up a year or two later, they don't even recognize themselves.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm talking about in a positive way.
Yeah.
That's what I call moving mountains.
Now, I know we still got a long way to go, but are you proud of yourself now, or you still got some levels to hit to where you can kind of just stand back and say, okay, because before you answer it, I know somebody asked LeBron James or something, was he proud of his career? And he say he still got a career. His career ain't over yet for him to even look yet. But are you proud of where you are right now?
Man, whenever I got, I was leaving out of, putting the drinking down, and there was this big deal with pride and being proud. And man, this is crazy. You brought this question up because I can remember, at a meeting, I'm fellowshipping with some guys, and I said, "Well, I don't know how I'm going to not be proud. If I do something that I achieved, what is the feeling I'm searching for?" And I started to realize that it wasn't about proud; it was about being whole. So I'm gonna go ahead and replace proud with whole. And do I feel whole? And am I happy that I'm whole? Yes, I am.
Yeah. And that's the thing, man. Man, like I always look back and see the route that I could have took. And I'm not gonna say losses, but I'm saying the lessons that I've learned. And man, I'm proud of myself from not falling victim to certain things, and just didn't let things affect me, because people can let stuff affect them, and they can never shake back from that. So you just have to have like you have to be mentally tough sometimes to get you over certain instances and stuff like that.
Right,
so
but you're whole. I mean, look at this, man. Look at all of your art. Just how beautiful this room is. You can see wholeness.
And it took some effort. It took
who you are.
Yeah, it took I like to tell people it took a minute. This wasn't something that I just like just one day I just said I'm gonna get this, get that. No, it took effort, just like with your clients when they trying to work on their body and something like that. It takes a period of time before they can kind of see the results take place and see kind of saying and stuff, the process and stuff. But what we was talking about earlier, whenever you find that guy, or if you know that guy with that flat earth portrait or picture, let me know so I can get that, bro.
It's a great collector's edition, and when you see it,
I need that.
You see the craftsmanship inside of it, you're gonna like it. And like I say, being from a neutral perspective, there's all kind of different models and maps of the earth.
Yep.
Because they were called map makers. So they all kind of like constructed it a little bit different. So I just like the guys, craftsmanship. So I'm most definitely get that link to you so you can check it out.
Yeah, for sure. Not to get that deep, but I think it's a tribe in Africa, and they was already like designing us. They was mapping out the stars back in the days.
That is the.
And I think like they said, like as far as like visitors, they didn't had aliens visit them and all.
Connected to Sirius, and I want to say it's the Bogabo tribe. I can't.
Okay.
I remember exactly what you're talking about, but yeah, they already had a complex star mapping system.
Yep.
They was already in tune with the cosmos. You gotta think about this. These people are already in tune with the cosmos, and there's no technology. These people are still like tribesmen.
Yeah.
So they don't even like deal with the culture out there. They're like on a tribe, little area all by themselves.
Exactly.
And they still in tune.
Yeah. And see, you gonna make me wow, you gonna make me go down the rabbit hole tonight after and then go all into the.
Got to. I already got my YouTube set up when I get to the house. I already know when I'm going check in, and unpack.
Yeah.
But it's just having an open mind, man.
Yeah, for real though.
Having an open mind. We're so kind of it's narrow thinking, and I don't want to say like that's done directly. That's done indirectly. So once you kind of like see that there's other things out there, it can really captivate you.
Yeah, for real though. Like you said, man, you just have to have an open mind and accept people's perspectives on certain things and not just kind of close minded. But before we get out of here, man, like as far as a legacy, have you ever thought about your legacy and what you're trying to leave behind for the people?
Most definitely. I'm here walking in purpose for God. My purpose is to serve the people, to help the people feel good about themselves, to be inspired so they can help others. So what I do is it's like a contagious network. I spread love to you, you spread love to others, they spread love to others, and that's the way it goes. And I know that may sound very bland and very, not that rewarding, but it's so rewarding. Because when God has a calling on you, right, certain things stop moving you and you become moved by the things that move you. And it just is what it is. So when I see people moving better, feeling better, smiling, confidence is up, that does something to me. And I'm a Leo, and most people get it twisted thinking Leos are mostly we want the center of attention. I'm mostly an introvert, but there's something inside of me deeply that says, "No, you have to shine." You know what I'm saying, and you have to make people feel comfortable shining. We live in a city, man. We live in a world that most people will just mute themselves, shoot themselves.
Yep.
Because they don't want to deal with confrontation or be judged. So you got a lot of people walking around, they're not even the best version of themselves. So I feel like I'm here to help people remember who they are. I think I do a good job at it too.
That's a great thing too. One of your Candace, she said that my trainer, my friend, my motivator, my brother. For sure. I think I seen her out there. You had her out there 4 a.m. She was out there getting it.
Getting it in, man. Like people start to realize when I see that it's getting, especially they start going to get them some little units, right?
Okay.
They cop them some gear.
Yeah, for sure.
They come in, they got the new headphones. You see it. They're investing in it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They letting it get them. And then they start to realize how good they feel. Now watch when they miss a couple days, right? They start to see how bad they feel. So it's like it's no negotiating.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They putting their health first, and it's paying off, man. People out here looking good, feeling good. It's amazing to me.
How can somebody reach out and get in touch with you as far as
they can reach out to me on and my email is DEEMOE2165@gmail.com, or you can message me on Facebook, Dereck Moore, and you can message me on Instagram at Dereck Moore. And I normally check those messages. I also give consults. So if somebody want to call me and they don't really want to get into the gym, but they like to customize a plan because I have an online service as well.
Okay.
And they just follow the model I give them. I check in with them every week. You have a lot of people that do not want to go into the gym. You have a lot of people, like we were talking about earlier, that they become very overwhelmed with getting in shape. And I get that. So I have those services that I offer as well. And I'm here to help.
Is the online thing popping off a little bit more?
Well, it is, and I'm not the best online trainer. I'll say that right now because I'm more personal.
Yeah.
So my check-ins are a little bit more in depth. But when I had a check-in a few weeks ago, and that guy just broke a plateau. But he was basically saying how his blood pressure was down, he was sleeping better, his sex drive was better. See what I'm saying? Like all these things are going to indicate to me that his hormone regulation is better. And when you get that call and you balancing out families, everybody happy. You know what I'm saying? That does something for me. And so
everybody happy.
Right. Everybody happy. So from a distance, it does work, but these people already have to be somewhat self-motivated or disciplined or intentional, bro. So if they're not intentional, the online program don't really work for me.
I got you. Man, I appreciate you for coming on, chopping it up. And I think we only scratched the surface because I know we can get super deep.
Yeah, man.
Super deep, man. But I'm gonna have to dedicate a show specifically for conspiracy theories or something.
Pick a topic and just unpack
it. Exactly, or whatever. Because like I said, before the show, I say, man, the show finna start, and I know we can keep going with what was going on. But I appreciate you for coming on, man.
I enjoyed it so much, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, and just the mental aspect for it is one thing that you inspire me as far as the mental side of it, because mentally, you know what I'm saying, you have to be tuned in as far as, to get the physical side going, because if you're not mentally in it, then you're gonna tap out within 2-3 months, or you're not gonna be consistent with the training. And so
yeah, man, every morning I get up, I see you made a post, especially if I'm already up when I check back in. I say that good Floyd giving us hope.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I'm up early, so when I see you up early and working out and stuff like that, yeah, for sure, man. And the next person connected. But man, appreciate you coming on, tapping in on this Friday, bro.
Sir, thanks for having me.
All right, man. And like I said, I appreciate everybody that tuned in. And if you missed it, you can watch this on YouTube. If you're working out, you can listen to it on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, any platform that does podcast. I'm on that thing. And tomorrow we got Hope in the Morning Show, 9 a.m. Y'all can call in. Y'all can send shout outs. Y'all can promote y'all business. Y'all can do whatever you want on that show. Just don't do no crazy call-ins and stuff. But we got Hope in the Morning tomorrow, 9 a.m. Y'all tap in for that. But until then, man, y'all have a great weekend. Y'all be safe out there. Y'all be blessed and be consistent in whatever y'all doing. So we out of here. I'm going to holler at y'all. Peace.